So we got predator, we got prey, we got mollusks, we have single-cell organisms, we have the vast emptiness of the ocean, we have the vast emptiness of space, and then, hold on, all the way down off camera, we have the predator.
Where's Predators fall in this?
Predators is somewhere in the ocean.
That is outrageous, and I will not stand for it. What a great movie that no one talks about.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another review. We have seen Prey. We both watched it in the Comanche dub.
Yes,
I almost said sub, but it's a dub. And you know, they shot it in English, but they were considering doing the Comanche language. And I was like, you know what? It just seems more appropriate to watch it like that.
I remember like years ago, before the pandemic, I remember like murmurings on Twitter of this, hey, they're gonna do a Predator movie. It's gonna be set, hundreds of years ago, and it's gonna follow like a Comanche warrior, and it's gonna be almost totally silent and only in Comanche. And I was like, wow, that sounds rad. I mean, some changes a few years later, but you know,
it was not that. It was not silent.
No,
there are moments of silence.
Yeah, but I was just like, you know what? We both talked about it. Like, let's do it. Let's do it the way that we wanted to see it. But,
exactly, and it worked out well. Yeah. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who came up with the idea with his writing partner. It stars Amber Midthunder as Naru. Dakota Beaver's in his first role ever as Tabe. Sari, who's the dog, and then you got the feral predator. I mean, there's other people in the movie, but those are the main characters. And it just follows a Comanche woman as she wants to prove herself to the tribe. Yeah. And she wants to go through the ritual, or the trial is what they call it. And while that's happening, a predator goes on, I guess, what is their first hunt. Yeah. And it's just reckless and crazy, and the technology is not as advanced as we've seen it in previous movies, but it's still there, and the design's great, and it's just
after the Predator, after some Alien versus Predator movies, again, the Predators, I will not speak ill of that movie, it's so good, but after what we've been through, you're like, this is just not gonna work. You know, especially in the world of like reboots and like reimaginings, and you're like, but man, does it ever? It's just like the perfect thing that this franchise needed.
Yeah, it gets exactly what made the first Predator movie great. Yeah, simple premise. You got a predator alien that is hunting people because it has a code of ethics, obviously, but also it breaks those code of ethics sometimes because at the end of the day, it's about how we as humans hunt these things with weapons that basically make it an uneven fight. Yeah. And that's basically the overarching story. But then you get someone, you have Arnold, and you have Jesse Ventura, and you have, the handshake and all these other things. Yeah. You don't get any of that. No. You get a new version of the soldier versus the alien.
Yeah. My favorite thing about something like a movie like this, a monster movie, like that, is that like, the Predator's pretty much the bad guy, but really, it's really just humanity. Yeah. Other humans, and it's like, there's a little bit of that, but not like beat you over the head with it. It doesn't come until a little later. And it was a fun, like, it was not what I expected. Like, I think I went in thinking it's going to go from like, right from the get-go, it's just going to be the Predator and Naru like just going at it, sneaking around, hiding from each other. But no, it actually kind of like surprised me. It had some other beats in there that were cool to see.
Naru's progression is actually the Predator's regression. Yeah. So like they're going opposite ways, and she does get lucky a lot, but so does Arnold. I mean, like, if he didn't realize the mud at the end of the movie, he would have been dead. Yeah. Like, he was dead, and he just got lucky because the mud was there, and he was like, oh, shoot, I can just do this really quick. But Amber is really great in this, and Tabe he's the dude. He's the dude.
But also, it's nice that it's not like that he's her brother, and it's that, like, it's not like there are other characters in this who are a little bit more like, huh, you're a woman, you can't do this. Like, you think you're gonna hunt that thing? Can't even hunt like a bear, you know? Like, so there's those people, but like he kind of like, you can see he's conflicted because he loves his sister and he's like, yeah, you're really good, but also like, you're a woman, and it's like that's what's really fascinating about him. You see that struggle, and then at the end he's kind of just like, you got this, you know, like it's just nice to see that like it could have been so much like, get out of here, you know, like what are you doing? But it was nice to see a little bit of like a real, what feels like a real person.
And there are a lot of people, a lot of idiots, I should say, on the internet being like, oh, she's a Mary Sue. But it's like, if you think about it, it's like, she's not at all. She is going through, the way stories work is you want to be point A and you want to end up in point B. And that happens to her.
And we see at the beginning that she's already kind of proficient in a lot of the, it's not like she's just like, I've never held one of these things before. You know, it's like what are you talking about? Like, idiots. What do you think of the Predator design? It's a little different. Got a little bit of a like you said, early days technology.
More primal look. Without going into spoilers too much, but its helmet, I mean, everyone knows it has helmet, is very much like, you know, they feel like they're like closer to the hunt.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of how like those people that go out to Africa to shoot lions think that they're cooler than they are, and they wear like the weird outfits and stuff. That's what it felt like to me.
And I do love, they just like, minor spoilers, but just the moment when you're just like, someone calls it a cheater, and you're like, that, it's like finally someone's calling this species out for what they truly are, cheaters, you know? Like,
they're a big bad cheaters.
It's ridiculous.
How many drops of blood out of 10 would you give this movie?
Are we talking like green blood? Are we talking regular blood?
We're just talking about if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Really, really enjoyed this movie. I would give it like, I'd give it like 8.5 out of 10 drops of blood.
There you go. I'd give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's very fun. I mean, you know, it's not perfect.
Not perfect.
Most action movies are never perfect because there's always a little something you want more of or less of. Or the final scene, really good. She, just like Dutch, she gets extremely lucky.
Yeah. Were you hoping for like a Comanche version of like, you are one?
Yeah, I was, because when the helmet first gets knocked off, I'm like, that is one ugly. I'm excited for them to just slowly trickle in the main larger Predator verse stuff.
Yeah.
Because Predator is connected to aliens, and the whole universe is cool and awesome.
Yeah, but also confusing and chaotic.
Yeah, but so is Marvel.
Sure.
Un esercito di prodi